All right, so listen, why don't you give me a call when you want to start taking things a little more seriously? Here's my card.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. There's no such thing as a coincidence. Everything that happens for a reason. You just got to be smart enough to figure out why it's happening and connect the dots. Luckily, pattern recognition is something that we do on this channel, and we've noticed some striking similarities between the two people who tried to shoot Donald Trump and blow his head off. The dual Trump assassins, while the assassination attempts might have taken place in different states, and the two guys were like 40 years apart in age, seem to come from totally different backgrounds, have some unifying elements to their lives. And part of those unifying elements goes through a very, very creepy and very powerful government cutout entity called BLACKROCK. This is a very, very scary company. It's an American multinational investment company founded in 1988. It's an enterprise risk management fixed income institutional asset manager that manages effectively like all the entire government's pension plans. It's effectively a government institution, public-private partnership, they would call it. It has $10 trillion assets under management. $10 trillion. $10 trillion. How much money is that exactly? Well, it's a reasonable portion of America's GDP. There's a significant portion of our entire country's GDP is under management by a single organization. Got it? So BlackRock also, being as powerful as it is and as tied in as it is to American government policy, is responsible for pushing and maintaining American interests abroad and acting as an emissary of the blob. And here's the first thing that we notice that is a similarity between the two shooters. They both appear in BlackRock ads. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let me be very, very specific here. So the first shooter, Thomas Crooks, appeared famously in a BlackRock ad, a literal BlackRock ad with BlackRock branding on it. Here he is sitting there in a classroom, learning from a teacher that was highlighted in an ad.
My name is Brian DeLallo. I teach AP and Honors Economics in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Financial well-being to me is knowing that I can be free to do the things that I love to do.
Okay, BlackRock.
I hope when I retire someday, they say, that guy made this place a special place to come to school and gave as much as he could to help the community.
See him? There you go. BlackRock. So this is a literal ad. There's Thomas Crooks, the guy who, blew off a part of Trump's ear and nearly killed Donald Trump in a live TV execution. Now, the next ad that features the Donald Trump assassin at his golf club in Palm Beach, a man named Ryan Ralph, this ad is not explicitly for BlackRock. Now, you might be shocked to know that this guy does appear in ads. He is appearing in ads for Ukraine's AOV Battalion. Here's a video. This video was posted in May of 2022. It includes, and this is the Save Azov. This is literally, here's the ad. This is the original post. Okay. This is the original ad itself. Video is a message to the world to save the Azov Battalion fighting in a war zone in Ukraine. You can see here at 1:46, you can see there's the guy. There's the Trump assassin. How is this connected to BlackRock? Well, it is not explicitly a BlackRock ad. However, and BlackRock has come forward and said this, right? Ryan Ralph has never been an employee of BlackRock, nor has he appeared in BlackRock ads. Video circulating on social media has been manipulated to falsely claim. So there must have been one that falsely claims it was in an ad. We showed you the original ad. This guy's appearing in an Azov Battalion ad. The reason why this has connections to BlackRock is because BlackRock has been tapped by our federal government to rebuild Ukraine after the war. BlackRock, repeated subject of conspiratorial theories, recently pledged financial support to Ukraine, joining a group of investors committing $15 billion to the country's reconstruction, as reported by Quartz. BlackRock did not produce the video featuring Ralph, but he was in a video that has to do with Ukraine, and BlackRock's ties into rebuilding Ukraine. Okay, but what is the Azov Battalion? Well, you're asking now the right questions. The Azov Battalion, here's their Wikipedia page, is a neo-Nazi battalion. Jeez. Unit was drawn controversy over his early alleged continuing association with neo-Nazi ideology, controversial symbols linked to Nazism. The U.S. government, by the way, is lavishing the Azov Battalion with weapons and with cash and money, in case you're wondering which side we're on here in the redo of World War II. Well, we are funding these Nazis. This from The Nation. This is a far left-wing publication. The Western media is whitewashing the Azov Battalion. Before Russia invaded Ukraine, these fighters were neo-Nazis, and they still are. Well, here you go. And this is, by the way, a very detailed article that we do not have the time to get into right now. But you can obviously see the iconography and obviously the details that tie the Azov Battalion to neo-Nazi ideology. They're very open about this. They're like extremely open about this. Well, anyway, the Trump shooter is in one of their ads. Trump shooter's in one of the ads. So how's that happen? Exactly. Well, we don't know. We don't know. The guy's a complete mystery. It's a photo of the guy getting arrested. This guy who is a Biden-Harris, here's the back of his pickup truck, Biden-Harris supporter who donated over the last couple of years exclusively to Democrats, has a long donation history with Act Blue, which is the Democrat donor portal, who wrote fan fiction about killing President Trump, but somehow was not put on any list, asking Iran to kill President Trump, dyeing his hair the colors of the Ukrainian flag, wearing tactical vests, trying to go fight in Ukraine, saying he was willing to die for Ukraine. He said this in multiple social media posts. This guy's criminal record is as long as my arm. Here it is. It's available for anybody to see. You can go look it up. Here it is. Got a bunch of charges, including possession of mass destruction, including possession of a weapon of mass destruction. He has a weapon of mass destruction charge, yet he was allowed to buy a firearm. He was allowed to vote in person in a 2024 primary in North Carolina. How's that possible? The guy lives in Hawaii. Yet he was able to vote in March in the Democrat primary? And he's showing up in Azov Battalion ads? Going and recruiting people to fight in the war in Ukraine? Getting these glowing, this is from the New York Times, getting these glowing, dripping profiles written about him? Dude, look at this. Ryan Routh, former construction worker, is seen seeking recruits from Afghan soldiers who fled the Taliban. Mr. Routh spent several months in Ukraine last year as he planned to move them, in some cases illegally, from Pakistan and Iran to Ukraine. Dozens have expressed interest. So he's recruiting for the war in Ukraine Afghan fighters. Okay. This guy has asset written all over him. So he's in these ads. He has murky international ties, which also, according to our own federal investigators, so did Thomas Crooks. Have murky international ties, had encrypted accounts that were set up and communicating internationally. Who was he talking with? We would sure as hell like to know. There's a secondary connection, and the third connection, of course, they're both Democrat donors. They both donated through Act Blue, and they happen to be exactly the right place, right time, right? How did Ryan Routh know exactly where Donald Trump was going to be? And why did he camp out for 12 hours ahead of time? Just like Thomas Crooks, boy, man, just getting so lucky that there wasn't any cops on the rooftop of these buildings. Boy, man, shucks. Just the luckiest guy on earth. Definitely no inside information here. Just guessed the exact right golf course at the exact right time and the exact right place where Donald Trump was going to be. There are no coincidences, man. Everything happens for a reason. I profoundly and truly believe that. Will we ever learn the truth about Ryan Ralph and about Thomas Crooks? Well, Ryan Ralph is still alive. So hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. We're going to stay on this. We're not going to let them kill this story. And please don't let them Epstein Ryan Ralph, since he is currently in federal custody. Whew. Keep the cameras working, boys. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe for the truth. See ya.